What if I told you that some of the most mind-bending, emotionally profound, and artistically revolutionary animations of the past few decades have flown completely under your radar? While we're all familiar with mainstream hits like The Simpsons or BoJack Horseman, there exists a treasure trove of adult animation from around the world that remains largely undiscovered by mainstream audiences. Number 1. The Head, 1994-1996, USA. This MTV series blends absurdist humor with body horror in a way that's never been replicated before or since. The show follows Jim, a mild-mannered man who discovers a small, intelligent creature living inside his head after a freak accident. The creature, which can control Jim's actions, leads him through increasingly bizarre and dangerous situations. Created by Eric Fogel, The Head pioneered a distinctive animation style that combined traditional 2D characters with grotesque, exaggerated physical comedy. Its blend of dark humor and surreal imagery paved the way for later experimental animation on MTV like Aeon Flux and Beavis and Butthead. The Head emerged during MTV's golden age of experimental animation, when the network was willing to take risks on unconventional content that pushed creative boundaries. The series was conceived as a response to the growing popularity of alternative animation in the early 1990s, drawing inspiration from underground comics and European avant-garde traditions. What made The Head particularly revolutionary was its willingness to embrace grotesquerie and physical transformation as metaphors for psychological states. The creature living inside Jim's head, named Roy, represented the id made manifest, a primitive force that both protected and endangered its host. Visually, The Head stood out for its distinctive character designs that emphasized exaggerated features and elastic physicality. The animation team utilized a limited animation technique that allowed for rapid production while maintaining a consistent visual style. This approach actually enhanced the show's surreal quality, giving movements a jerky, dreamlike quality that complemented the bizarre narratives. The color palette tended toward muted earth tones, punctuated by jarring splashes of bright color during moments of violence or transformation, creating a visual rhythm that heightened the show's emotional impact. Number 2. Gandahar, 1998, France. This sci-fi animated feature from René Laloux, who also created the acclaimed Fantastic Planet, is a visually stunning philosophical meditation on technology, evolution, and consciousness. In the utopian world of Gandahar, citizens live in harmony with nature until they're attacked by mysterious mechanical men. The story follows Sylvain, a young man sent to find the source of these invaders, only to discover a shocking truth about his own civilization's origins. With ethereal artwork by French comic artist Kaza, and a haunting score by Gabriel Yared, Gandahar creates a fully realized alien world that feels both wondrous and terrifying. Its complex narrative explores themes of cyclical time, technological hubris, and evolutionary destiny with a sophistication rarely seen in animation. Gandahar represents the pinnacle of French animated science fiction, a film that combines philosophical depth with breathtaking visual artistry. Director René Laloux had already established himself as a master of socially conscious science fiction animation with Fantastic Planet. But with Gandahar, he pushed his vision even further, creating a work that was both visually ambitious and intellectually challenging. The film was based on the novel Les Hommes Machines contre Gandahar by Jean-Pierre Andrevon, which Laloux adapted with significant changes to emphasize the philosophical themes he wanted to explore. The production of Gandahar was itself a remarkable international collaboration, bringing together artists and technicians from France, Hungary, and North Korea. This cross-cultural approach gave the film a unique aesthetic that blended European comic book traditions with influences from Asian animation. The character designs by Kaza are particularly noteworthy, featuring elongated forms and flowing lines that create an otherworldly elegance. The backgrounds are equally impressive, with landscapes that seem to shift and breathe, reinforcing the film's themes of transformation and evolution. Number 3. Mary and Max, 2009, Australia. This stop-motion masterpiece tackles mental illness, loneliness, and human connection with remarkable depth and humor. The film tells the true story of a decades-long pen-pal relationship between Mary Dinkle, a lonely 8-year-old girl in Melbourne, and Max Horowitz, an obese 44-year-old man with Asperger's syndrome in New York City. Director Adam Elliott spent 5 years crafting this meticulously detailed stop-motion world, using over 400 puppets and 133 individual sets. The film's monochrome color palette, with occasional splashes of red, creates a distinctive visual language that perfectly complements its bittersweet narrative. Philip Seymour Hoffman's final performance as the voice of Max is nothing short of extraordinary. Mary and Max stand as one of the most emotionally resonant animations ever created, a film that uses the stop-motion medium to explore the complexities of human psychology with unprecedented depth and sensitivity. Director Adam Elliott had previously established himself with acclaimed short films like Uncle and Harvey Crumpet. But Mary and Max represented his most ambitious project to date, expanding his distinctive style to feature length, while maintaining the intimate, handmade quality that gives his work its distinctive charm. The production process for Mary and Max was extraordinarily labor-intensive, reflecting Elliott's commitment to traditional animation techniques in an increasingly digital landscape. Each character was meticulously crafted by hand, with Max's face alone requiring 28 separate replacement parts to convey different emotions. The sets were equally detailed, with Mary's Melbourne neighborhood and Max's New York apartment block created as miniature environments that captured the specific textures and atmospheres of their real-world counterparts. This attention to detail extends to every frame of the film, creating a world that feels both stylized and tangibly real. Number 4. The Max, 1995, USA. This MTV adaptation of the cult comic book series explores trauma, identity, and alternate realities with psychological depth rarely seen in animation. The series follows Max, a homeless man who believes himself to be a superhero, and Julie, a social worker who may be connected to Max's alternate reality known as the Outback. As their stories intertwine, we discover the traumatic events that brought them together. The Max pioneered a sophisticated narrative structure that shifts between reality and fantasy, using distinct visual styles to differentiate between worlds. Its exploration of PTSD and recovery through metaphorical imagery remains groundbreaking decades later. The series also features an early voice performance by Michael Dorn. The Max emerged during a period of creative experimentation at MTV, when the network was developing innovative animation that pushed beyond conventional boundaries. Based on the acclaimed comic book by Sam Keith and William Messner Loebs, the series adapted the source material's complex narrative and distinctive visual style, while adding its own innovations through the possibilities of animation. The show stood out even among MTV's other adult-oriented offerings like Aeon Flux and The Head for its psychological sophistication and emotional depth. Despite its limited run of just 13 episodes, The Max has developed a devoted cult following and is now recognized as a groundbreaking work of adult animation. Its influence can be seen in later series that use fantasy elements to explore psychological themes, and its sophisticated approach to depicting trauma remains impressive even by today's standards. The series demonstrated that animation could tackle complex psychological subjects with maturity and artistic sophistication, paving the way for more ambitious works in the medium. Number 5. Night on the Galactic Railroad, 1985, Japan. This adaptation of Kenji Miyazawa's classic novel is a mesmerizing philosophical journey through life, death, and spirituality. Two young cats, Giovanni and Campanella, find themselves on a mysterious train traveling through the stars. During their journey, they encounter various passengers and visit otherworldly destinations that teach them about life, sacrifice, and the universe. Director Gisaburo Sugi created a visually stunning film that blends traditional cell animation with pastel backgrounds and surreal imagery. The film's contemplative pace and elliptical narrative create a dreamlike atmosphere that invites multiple interpretations. Its exploration of Christian themes within a Buddhist context makes it particularly unique. Night on the Galactic Railroad stands as one of the most philosophically profound and visually distinctive animated films ever created, a work that transcends cultural boundaries to explore universal questions about life, death, and meaning. Based on the classic novel by Kenji Miyazawa, one of Japan's most beloved children's authors, the film retains the source material's gentle wonder while adding visual poetry that elevates it to a transcendent experience. Director Gisaburo Sugi and his team at Group TAC created a work that honors Miyazawa's vision while using the unique possibilities of animation to bring his fantastical world to life. The film's production was itself a remarkable achievement, requiring 5 years of development and production to complete. The animation team faced the challenge of adapting Miyazawa's richly descriptive but internally focused narrative into a visual medium that could convey its philosophical depth. Their solution was to create a distinctive visual style that blends traditional cell animation with pastel backgrounds and ethereal special effects. The result is a film that feels both nostalgic and timeless, with a visual language that perfectly captures the dreamlike quality of Miyazawa's prose. Number 6. Duckman, Private Dick Family Man, 1994-1997, USA. This brutally cynical sitcom pushed the boundaries of what adult animation could do with satire and character development. The show follows Eric Duckman, a lecherous, incompetent private detective who tries to solve cases while raising his family with the help of his deceased wife's twin sister, Bernice. With its rapid-fire dialogue, surreal cutaways, and surprisingly heartfelt character moments, Duckman combined the satire of The Simpsons with the absurdity of Ren and Stimpy. The show featured an impressive voice cast including Jason Alexander, Tim Curry, and Greg Berger. Its exploration of grief, parenting, and existential despair gave it unexpected emotional depth. Duckman emerged during the early 1990s boom in adult animation, following the success of The Simpsons and the rise of primetime animated programming. What set Duckman apart from its contemporaries was its unapologetically cynical tone and willingness to explore dark psychological territory. The series was created by Everett Peck, based on his underground comic of the same name, and developed for television by Michael Markowitz and Jeff Reno. Their vision transformed the basic premise into a sophisticated satire that used its absurd premise to explore genuine human struggles. The character of Eric Duckman represented a radical departure from typical animated protagonists. Voiced with manic energy by Jason Alexander, Duckman was a walking bundle of contradictions. Lecherous yet lonely, incompetent yet occasionally insightful, selfish yet capable of surprising moments of selflessness. This psychological complexity made him a fascinating character who could drive both outrageous comedy and surprisingly emotional drama. The show surrounding him was equally sophisticated, blending surreal visual gags with sharp social commentary and moments of genuine pathos. Number 7. Colorful, 2010, Japan. This psychologically complex anime explores reincarnation, identity, and second chances with remarkable nuance. A deceased soul is given a second chance at life by inhabiting the body of a 14-year-old boy who has just committed suicide. The soul must figure out what led the boy to take his own life while navigating his new existence without revealing its true identity. Directed by Keiichi Hara, Colorful tackles its heavy subject matter with sensitivity and visual inventiveness. The film uses color symbolism and shifting aspect ratios to distinguish between perspectives and emotional states. Its exploration of adolescent depression and social pressure remains deeply relevant. Colorful stands as one of the most psychologically sophisticated and emotionally resonant animated films of the 21st century, a work that tackles its heavy subject matter with remarkable sensitivity and visual poetry. Based on the award-winning novel by Eto Mori, the film was directed by Keiichi Hara, who had previously gained acclaim for his work on the Crayon Shinchan films. Hara brought a mature vision to Colorful, creating a work that transcended its source material while remaining faithful to its emotional core. The film's premise centers on a soul that has been given a second chance at life by inhabiting the body of Makoto Kobayashi, a 14-year-old boy who has just committed suicide. The soul, which has no memory of its previous existence, is guided by a mysterious being called Purapura, who explains that it must figure out what led Makoto to take his own life while living as him. If the soul can learn from Makoto's mistakes and find happiness in his place, it will be allowed to continue living. If not, it will face eternal damnation. This high-stakes premise creates a compelling narrative framework for exploring the complexities of adolescent depression and social pressure. Number 8. The Boys presents Diabolical, 2022, USA. This animated anthology expands the universe of The Boys with diverse animation styles and storytelling approaches. The series consists of 14 short stories set in the world of The Boys, each with a unique animation style and creative team. Episodes range from comedic to tragic, exploring different aspects of this superhero-saturated world. Diabolical showcases the versatility of animation as a medium, with episodes ranging from traditional 2D to stop-motion to CGI. The variety of visual approaches matches the diversity of storytelling, with some episodes providing crucial backstory to the main series, while others explore peripheral characters. Notable episodes include 1 + 1 = 2, revealing the origin of Stormfront, and Laser Baby's Day Out, a Looney Tunes-style romp. The Boys presents Diabolical represents one of the most innovative and ambitious animated anthology projects in recent memory, a work that expands the universe of the live-action series The Boys, while showcasing the remarkable versatility of animation as a medium. Produced for Amazon Prime Video, the series brought together an impressive array of animation talent, including veteran animators like Tim Miller and Andy Hirsch, comic book artists like Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson, and even some unexpected contributors like Ilana Glazer and Awkwafina. This diverse creative team resulted in a collection of shorts that vary wildly in style, tone, and approach, creating a rich tapestry of storytelling that reflects the complex moral universe of The Boys. Number 9. Undone, 2019-2021, USA. This groundbreaking series uses rotoscoping animation to explore themes of time, trauma, and reality in unprecedented ways. After a near-death experience, Alma discovers she has the ability to manipulate time. As she investigates her father's death, she uncovers a family secret that changes her understanding of reality itself. Undone pioneered the use of rotoscoping, tracing over live-action footage, for episodic television, creating a visually distinctive world that blurs the line between reality and fantasy. The series uses its animation style to visually represent Alma's shifting perceptions of time and reality, making the abstract concrete in ways live-action cannot. Rosa Salazar's performance as Alma provides both the visual and emotional foundation of the series. Undone represents a revolutionary approach to animated storytelling, combining cutting-edge technology with deeply personal narrative to create a viewing experience unlike anything else on television. Created by Kate Purdy and Raphael Bob Waksberg, the team behind BoJack Horseman, the series premiered on Amazon Prime Video in 2019 to critical acclaim for its innovative animation style and sophisticated exploration of time, memory, and trauma. The show stands as a testament to how animation can push the boundaries of visual storytelling, creating worlds that would be impossible to realize in live action while maintaining emotional authenticity. What makes Undone particularly groundbreaking is its pioneering use of rotoscoping animation for episodic television. Rotoscoping, which involves tracing over live-action footage frame by frame, has been used in feature films like Waking Life and A Scanner Darkly, but never before on such an ambitious scale for television. The production team developed a proprietary software called interpolated rotoscoping that allowed them to create a distinctive visual style that combines the realism of live action with the fluidity and expressiveness of animation. This technique gives the series a dreamlike quality that perfectly matches its exploration of altered states of consciousness and nonlinear time. Number 10. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, 2001-2007, USA. This surreal reimagining of Hanna-Barbera characters as lawyers and defendants in absurd court cases remains one of the most inventive adult animations ever made. The series follows Harvey Birdman, a former superhero who becomes an attorney representing other Hanna-Barbera characters in bizarre legal cases. Each episode typically parodies legal dramas while satirizing the original cartoon characters. Harvey Birdman pioneered a particular style of humor that combines rapid-fire editing, non-sequitur gags, and clever repurposing of archival animation. The show's writing was remarkably sharp, with jokes that worked on multiple levels, from simple visual gags to sophisticated legal satire. Its voice cast, including Gary Cole and Stephen Colbert, delivered absurd material with perfect comic timing. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, stands as one of the most innovative and influential adult animated series of the early 21st century, a work that transformed nostalgic cartoon characters into vehicles for sophisticated satire and surreal comedy. Created by Michael Auwalin and Eric Richter for Cartoon Network's Adult Swim block, the series premiered in 2001 and quickly developed a devoted following for its distinctive blend of legal parody, absurdist humor, and clever pop culture references. Over 6 seasons, the show established itself as a cult favorite that pushed the boundaries of what adult animation could achieve. What made Harvey Birdman particularly revolutionary was its ingenious premise, taking forgotten Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters and reimagining them as participants in a surreal legal system. The title character, Harvey Birdman, had originally been a relatively obscure superhero from the 1960s who gained his powers from the sun. In the series, he has retired from crime fighting and become an attorney, representing other cartoon characters in various legal predicaments. This premise allowed the writers to both satirize legal dramas and comment on the absurdity of the original cartoons, creating a dual layer of humor that worked on multiple levels. Number 11. Mission Hill, 1999-2002, USA. This ahead-of-its-time sitcom captured the experience of young adulthood with remarkable authenticity and humor. The series follows Andy French, a 24-year-old aspiring cartoonist who moves in with his nerdy younger brother Kevin in the diverse urban neighborhood of Mission Hill. The show explores their relationships with neighbors, roommates, and love interests. Mission Hill featured a distinctive visual style with thick character outlines and vibrant colors that set it apart from other animation of its era. Its writing captured the specific anxieties and joys of early adulthood, with rare accuracy addressing issues like career uncertainty, relationship problems, and generational differences. The show's diverse cast of characters, including gay couples, artists, and professionals, felt genuinely representative of urban life. Mission Hill stands as one of the most authentic and relatable portrayals of young adulthood in television history, animated or otherwise. Created by Bill Oakley and Josh Weinstein, former writers for The Simpsons, the series premiered on the WB in 1999 but struggled with inconsistent scheduling and network interference. Despite these challenges, the show developed a devoted cult, following for its honest portrayal of post-college uncertainty and its diverse cast of characters. Over its brief run, Mission Hill established itself as a groundbreaking work that captured the specific experience of urban young adulthood with remarkable accuracy and humor. What made Mission Hill particularly remarkable was its nuanced approach to depicting the transition to adulthood. The series centered on Andy French, a 24-year-old aspiring cartoonist who moves in with his nerdy younger brother Kevin after their parents retire to Florida. Andy represents a particular archetype of young adulthood, creatively ambitious but professionally stalled, romantically hopeful but romantically challenged, and philosophically cynical but secretly optimistic. His relationship with Kevin provides a rich source of comedy and drama as the brothers navigate their different approaches to life while sharing a cramped apartment in the diverse urban neighborhood of Mission Hill. Number 12. Coraline, 2009, USA, UK. While not entirely obscure, This stop-motion dark fantasy is often mistakenly categorized as children's entertainment despite its genuinely terrifying themes and sophisticated storytelling. Coraline Jones discovers a secret door in her new home that leads to an alternate version of her life. This other world seems perfect at first, but gradually reveals its sinister nature as Coraline uncovers the true intentions of her other mother. Director Henry Selick created a visually stunning film that pushes stop-motion animation to its technical limits. The film's exploration of childhood fears, parental neglect, and desire for attention resonates on multiple levels. Its careful pacing builds genuine dread rather than relying on jump scares, making it more psychologically disturbing than many live-action horror films. Coraline stands as one of the most visually stunning and psychologically sophisticated animated films of the 21st century, a work that transcends genre categorization to become a modern classic of dark fantasy. Directed by Henry Selick, who had previously created The Nightmare Before Christmas, the film was based on the novel by Neil Gaiman and adapted for the screen by Selick. The production was a remarkable achievement in stop-motion animation, pushing the technique to new technical and artistic heights, while creating a haunting fairy tale that speaks to both children and adults on different levels. What makes Coraline particularly remarkable is its sophisticated approach to childhood fears and family dynamics. The story follows Coraline Jones, a young girl who has moved with her parents to a dilapidated apartment building in Oregon. Feeling neglected by her busy parents, Coraline discovers a small door that leads to an alternate version of her life, where her other mother and other father are attentive, loving, and endlessly entertaining. This other world initially seems like a dream come true, but gradually reveals its sinister nature as Coraline uncovers the true intentions of her other mother. This premise allows the film to explore complex themes of parental neglect, desire for attention, and the fear of being replaced.